Back in high school, I was sleeping like a VPN. I'd wake up late, sleep late because I've been playing video games. I'd even wake up until the afternoon. I'd skip breakfast, I'd do everything unhealthy, and I'd just be living like a complete and utter slob. I'd even go into school, right? And in my social circles, I'd talk to people and I'd brag to them about my lack of sleep. How backwards is that? I'd literally go up to them and be proud of the fact that I was waking up late, sleeping late, and just deteriorating my health bit by bit. I'd brag about that. And it didn't help either that with school and all of the demands that were put on due to exams coming up and work just piling and piling and piling and piling. I'd revise into late hours into the night, but everything started to change when I started optimizing my sleep. When I started actively researching and trying to make a difference to improve my sleep for the better, it made everything else directly better as well because I didn't have to study as much because my brain was more active, more focused when it needed to be, more alert when it needed to be. That meant I could take in information better and learn more efficiently. My fitness progress doubled as well because I was getting more quality sleep and more quantity sleep as well. So I'd recover from exercise quicker. Sleep is the foundation for most of your success in your life. If you're neglecting it, you're going to severely get outworked by the guy who's sleeping 8 hours a day and having great quality sleep, doing all these good things to make sure that his sleep is beneficial. So in this video, I'm going to give my best tips and advice which have helped me to optimize my sleep from, as I said, being a completely horrific sleep pattern to what it is now, where on average I fall asleep within 10 minutes and have around 8 to 9 hours sleep. So it's not going to be super long. I'm going to be quite precise in the tips I give you, but make sure you put the video on full screen, watch to the end, and apply this into your daily life so that you can optimize your sleep and become 30% more successful. So the first thing I did when I decided I wanted to improve my sleep was to align a routine for when I wake up and when I sleep. So the app that I use for my sleep is called Sleep Cycle. You can find it on the App Store, it's free. And it sets you a alarm for when you want to wake up. What sets it apart from other apps is that it wakes you up within a 30-minute period. So if you decided to wake up at 7 o'clock, it would wake you up between 6:30 and 7. Why it does that is it notices when you're already like half awake. So it wakes you up when you're already in that awakeness state, so to speak. On average, I'd recommend to get around 8 to 9 hours sleep. If you're around my age, that's probably what you should be aiming for. But a little older, then you can probably settle for less as long as the quality is pretty good. But make sure that from the time you go asleep to the time you wake up, it's around 8 to 9 hours. Now, you don't have to get up super early, but I do recommend getting up earlier than you usually would. So if you got up at 8 o'clock, I'd say get up at around 6:30. That way you have a lot more time to get in the things which you need to do beforehand, especially if you're going to school like me. With studying and revising and all that, it's hard to fit it all in, especially if you're doing other habits like gym, reading, starting a business, entrepreneurship, all that. And waking up early gives you a lot more time to fit in stuff which you can't get done later on in the day. So allocate the time when you're going to go asleep at the night and the time when you're going to wake up in the morning. Make sure there's around 9 to 10 hours between those two times so that you can fall asleep properly. Stick to it as well. Even if you feel really groggy when you wake up in the morning, it's still beneficial to get up because your body will eventually get used to the shift in time and you'll feel less and less tired each and every time you wake up in the morning. So stick to that, and I promise you this will probably be the most beneficial thing you can do for your sleep in the long term. Another thing I started doing kind of later on when I decided to start optimizing my sleep was getting morning sunlight and night light as well. Andrew Huberman is a quite popular podcaster, neuroscientist guy. He talks about this all the time and how important it is to get morning sunlight within 30 to 60 minutes within waking up. Now, some people have like a balcony in their house, so they can just, go on the balcony as soon as they wake up and look at the sun. But if you're not that person, then, just go outside for about 5 to 10 minutes every morning, around 30 minutes from when you wake up. And what this does is it sets your body clock. So it lets your little like caveman brain know that it's morning time. Even though we know that it's morning time consciously, the innate part of our brain, it doesn't know that yet. So it sets up your sleep timer. So your body kind of just ticks down until it gets to nighttime. And that timer starts whenever you look at the sun. Do the same thing at nighttime as well, around 5 to 10 minutes, just chilling outside for a bit. And this will really help you sleep, because your body will get used to when it's daytime, when it's nighttime, and your body clock again will just adjust to the optimum time which you want to fall to sleep for. Also at night times, I recommend turning off any overhead lights. Like I've got one in my room here and I always keep it off when it's nighttime, because that's just going to keep you awake. You know, it's like you're looking at the sun again. So make sure you turn those off and keep them dim. I recommend also, if you still need some light in your room, getting like a small desk lamp. Like I'll show mine here. Like I've got a very small one here that I just record with, and I always keep it low whenever it's nighttime. But yeah, make sure you get sunlight viewing, night light viewing, keep lights low at nighttime, and these are another thing which will really benefit your sleep in the long term. So a third thing I started doing whenever I decided to optimize my sleep was mouth taping. Now, unbeknownst to me, I think this has kind of a bad rep when it comes to social media and everything. Like people kind of see it as a bit of a weird thing to do, but I never thought that. It's literally what it says in the name, taping your mouth shut whenever you go to sleep. One of the most attractive benefits for this is that it defines your jawline, because of, you know, you're keeping your mouth shut, nasal breathing, you know, mewing and everything, lip smacking, you know, the drill. I don't need to talk about lip smacking here, but it is also really beneficial for your sleep. Nasal breathing is 100 times better than mouth breathing. So if you're going to be doing that during your sleep, it's going to directly correlate to a good night's sleep as well. Not mentioning the jawline benefits, but you will see them come through as well. So if improving your sleep isn't enough as a drive to make you want to do this, then you also get a sharp jawline too. So use that as some motivation if you need to. But at first, this will seem really weird for you to do. It'll probably like start coming off as well, because you need to get the right tape. But stick to it as well, and it will start to show not just the jawline definition, but the sleep quality improvements too. A book that I read which really helped me with this was The Oxygen Advantage. It goes over not just mouth taping, but a plethora of things which include how to optimize your breathing during exercise, during sleep, during daily activity. You know, it's a really good read, and I recommend reading that if you haven't already. Mouth taping as well is just going to improve your overall oral health too, because you're not going to be getting all that nasty like bacteria on your tongue or on your teeth or anything. You just wake up feeling really fresh, both bodily and orally as well. So definitely do this if you're not already doing it already. And don't see it as a weird thing to do, man, because anything that's going to improve you, doesn't matter how weird it is, you should aim to do it. But yeah, that's about everything I've got for this video. Make sure you stick these into your life and apply them. Again, I want to stress, if you're not applying these things that I talked to you about, you're never going to get the benefits. It feels great to listen to this stuff and hear me talk about something that's going to benefit you. But if you're not taking action, you're never going to get where you want to be. So make sure you set up a routine for when you wake up and when you sleep. Start mouth taping if you're not already doing so already. And get morning sunlight and night light viewing, and your sleep and your overall success in any endeavor, okay, any endeavor, physically, mentally, any endeavor, right, will start to improve. Strive for greatness, and don't be a vape puffing nerd.